Ever feel like you're walking on a tightrope when you're negotiating? Like one wrong move and you'll fall. Well, guess what? I've got the safety net that is going to catch you every single time. Today, we're talking about BATNA, your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. This is the strategy that is going to make you feel invincible at the negotiation table. So grab your notepads and let's get into it. First things first, what is a BATNA? All right, so this magical acronym, BATNA, what is it all about? Well, like I said at the beginning, it stands for your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Think of it as your safety net, your ace in the hole, or your plan B. It's that empowering option that you have if things don't pan out the way that you had hoped in a negotiation. You see, negotiations can be like a game of poker. You've got your cards, but the real power comes from knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. Your BATNA is that extra card that you have up your sleeve. It's not about bluffing. It's about knowing your worth and what you're willing to settle for. When you know your BATNA, you're not just hoping for the best. You're prepared for anything. So it's your roadmap to a better deal. And who doesn't love a good roadmap? I sure do. Okay, so why should you care about BATNA? Well, let me give you an example. Let's say you're car shopping. If you walk into that dealership without knowing your BATNA, you're basically walking in blindfolded. Yeah, you might end up paying way more than you should. Ouch, right? But here's where BATNA comes to the rescue. If you've done your homework and you know that another dealer across town has the same car for $2,000 less, well, my friend, you've just armed yourself with some serious negotiating power. The beauty of BATNA is that it gives you options. And in the world of negotiation, options are your best friend because they give you the leverage to say, hey, I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not afraid to eat alone. That's the essence of BATNA. Essentially, it empowers you to make decisions and walk away from deals that don't serve you. That's right, my friends, walk away. All right, so let's look at some examples because I think those will help us understand this concept better. All right, let's get real and talk about a situation many of us can relate to, job negotiations. You've aced the interviews and you've got an offer on the table. Super exciting, right? But hold on. Before you jump in and say, yes, let's talk about your BATNA. Your BATNA in this scenario could be another job offer you've received, or maybe it's the comfort and stability of your current job. Hey, it could even be a freelance gig that you're considering, or an awesome side hustle that you have. So some example phrases here are things like, thank you for the offer. It's really compelling, but I have an opportunity that aligns more closely with my career goals. Can we discuss on improving the terms? Here's another phrase. I'm genuinely excited about the role, but I'm considering multiple options at the moment. I need some time to weigh them carefully. Do you see what's happening here? Knowing your BATNA isn't about playing hard to get. It's about playing smart. It gives you the leverage to negotiate not just your salary, but also those little extras, like those work from home days or professional development opportunities, and maybe even that corner office that you've been dreaming of. When you know your BATNA, you're not just another candidate desperate for a job. You're a valuable asset that companies will want to fight for. It empowers you to ask for what you truly deserve. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to be in that position? So the next time you find yourself in a job negotiation, remember your BATNA. It's not just your safety net. It's your trampoline to bounce you up to better opportunities. With your BATNA in your back pocket, you're not just negotiating. You're orchestrating your future. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the freelancers in the room. I see you. You know who you are. The creative geniuses, the digital nomads, the one-person armies. You've got a client who's interested in hiring you for a project. That's amazing. But before you dive in, we've got to think about your BATNA. In this case, your BATNA could be other potential clients knocking on your door, or maybe it's that passion project that you've been itching to add to your portfolio. Some example phrases here. I'm thrilled about the possibility of working on your project, but I have other commitments that I've got lined up. To make this worth both our whiles, let's discuss the budget and the timeline. Your project sounds incredibly exciting, and I would honestly love to be part of it. However, I have to weigh it against my other commitments and opportunities. Here's the deal. Knowing your BATNA is like having a superpower. It allows you to negotiate rates without that nagging fear of losing the client. Will they stay? Will they go? Will I land them? Will I not land them? You can confidently say, this is my rate, because you know you have other options that are just as appealing. And look, it's not, and I will say this again, it is not about being arrogant. It's about understanding your worth and your value, what you bring to the table, what your unique selling proposition is. And of course, it's not just about the money. Your BATNA also gives you the leverage to negotiate project terms, deadlines, and even those little perks like revisions or additional support. It's your ticket to a more balanced, more rewarding freelance life. So whether you're negotiating a job offer or a freelance gig, remember your BATNA is your best friend. It is the silent negotiator that sits beside you at every single meeting, nudging you to aim higher and settle for nothing less than you deserve. So, you're excited to use BATNA in your next negotiation, but you're probably wondering now, how do I even figure out what my BATNA is? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Identifying your BATNA is like going on a treasure hunt. And guess what? The treasure is your peace of mind and negotiating power. So let's break it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, list alternatives. So first things first, grab a piece of paper or open up a new doc on your computer and write down all the alternatives that you can think of. These are your plan Bs, Cs, and even Ds. The more the merrier, so list them down. Then we've got step 2, evaluate. Now I want you to put on your detective hat. It's time to assess the value of each alternative. So I want you to ask yourself questions like, how much will this pay? Or what are the long-term benefits? Or even, how does this align with my life goals? The key here is to be brutally honest with yourself. And sometimes this is easier said than done. So I really encourage you to bring that candor about. All right, and ready for step 3? Choose. So after you've evaluated all your options, and I'm sure there are many, it's time for the grand finale, which is picking your BATNA. Choose the alternative that gives you the most leverage and makes you feel the most empowered. That's your BATNA. That's your golden ticket in any negotiation. And there you have it, 3 straightforward tips to identify your BATNA. It's not just about having a backup plan. It's about having a strategy that elevates your negotiating game to the next level. All right, my friends, so you've done the homework. You've identified your BATNA. But now the question is, how do you actually use it in a negotiation? That is a great question. Using your BATNA effectively is like mastering the art of dance. It's all about timing and technique. So let's break it down. 1, don't reveal too soon. The first rule of the BATNA Club, don't talk about BATNA Club. Just kidding. But seriously, keep your BATNA close to your chest. It's your secret sauce. It's your secret strategy. Revealing it too soon could weaken your negotiating position. Use it as your internal guide, not as a threat to the other party. Now, while it's tempting to puff up your BATNA and make it look more appealing, honesty is key. Fabricating a BATNA is a risky move that honestly could backfire big time. So remember, credibility is currency in negotiations. Once it's lost, it's tough to regain. Here's a pro tip for you. If you can, try to find out the other party's BATNA. Knowing what the other side is willing to settle for can give you an upper hand. It's like seeing the dealer's cards in a game of blackjack. Priceless information that can tip the scales in your favor. Knowing your BATNA is empowering, but like any superpower, it comes with its own set of responsibilities. Here are some mistakes that you'll want to avoid. First up, overconfidence. Yes, your BATNA is your safety net, but don't let it turn you into a high wire act without a care in the world. For example, if you're negotiating a salary and you have another job offer, don't waltz in demanding an exorbitant salary just because you have a fallback. Remember, a BATNA is not a license to be unreasonable or arrogant. The second mistake is underestimating the other party. Just as you have a BATNA, so do they. In a business deal, for instance, don't assume that you're the only supplier they're considering. They might have alternatives that are just as good or even better. The key is to strike a balance, right? Use your BATNA as a tool for empowerment, not as something that could backfire. Keep your ego in check. And remember, the goal is a mutually beneficial agreement. Well, if you made it this far, congratulations. We've covered a lot of territory about BATNA. We've unpacked the magic of it, from the definition to the importance, and we even dove into real-world examples and some key phrases that you can use. We've also explored how to identify your BATNA and how to use it effectively, all while sidestepping those common pitfalls. The power of BATNA isn't just about having a plan B, right? It's about transforming that plan B into a strategy that amplifies your negotiating prowess. Keep in mind that the best negotiators aren't just the smooth talkers or hard bargainers. No, the real MVPs are the ones who come prepared, who know their worth, and who understand the art of the deal. And now, armed with your newfound knowledge of BATNA, you're ready to join those ranks. Now, my friends, if you're looking to take your executive skills to the next level, well then, you're gonna wanna listen up because I have something special for you. Explearning Academy, the #1 platform for the modern executive, is your go-to resource for professional development. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a seasoned leader, or an aspiring one, Explearning Academy has something for everyone. You can sign up for my group coaching program and get personalized guidance to excel in your career and your social life. So that's at academy.explearning.co, and you'll want to look for the Executive Communication Lab group coaching plan. And then you can also join our vibrant community of Explearners where you can network and share and learn from like-minded professionals and people in the Explearning Academy. And when you go to our website at academy.explearning.co, you're going to want to look for the Explearning Academy plan. And for those of you who are up for a challenge, then you're going to want to sign up for our 33-day Executive Excellence Challenge, which is designed to push you out of your comfort zone and into the realm of executive excellence. For 33 days, we've got you covered and beyond. That's available to you when you sign up for either of our paid plans. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you found value in this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel very much. And it lets me know that you want more content like this. And share the video with anyone who's interested and who you think could benefit from upping their negotiation game. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you'll be the first to know when we drop more gems like this one. This is Explearning Communications, your go-to YouTube channel and podcast for mastering communication, social skills, and today, negotiation. I'm signing off, but I'm not saying goodbye. Until our next rendezvous, keep negotiating with the rock star you are. I'll see you in the next one. Happy exploring, everyone.